Okay, what's up, everybody? RevSauce9. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Please be watching the videos that I make. Please watch throughout. It helps me. You'll get something out of my videos, please. By the way, I do cover a lot of news about wrestling. I cover a lot of stuff about wrestling in general. And yes, I do take wrestling serious. You know, you guys in the shorts comment section of my videos for shorts, we're all losing your effing mind saying, oh, you take this too serious. You're analyzing it too much. That's what I do. I have a goal and a vision one day to be at the media scrums of TNA, WWE, or AEW one day, maybe being flown out and doing amazing things. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going to be critical. Yes, I have said about WWE, AEW, and TNA things that I love and things that I despise. So at the end of the day, I am going to be serious about what I do. And I think a lot of us in the IWC, YWC are serious at our crafts and what we do and what we talk about. So at the end of the day, I don't see what the issue is if I criticize their production or not. And again, it doesn't matter. I still love TNA nonetheless. I think a lot of you need to back off and realize that I don't hate their product. I just wish their ring announcing and their miking and their audio and their mixing get better. That's all I hope for. You know, again, like I said, I hope they get better. That's it. Everything else with TNA is great. I like the entrance. I like the way they got it spaced out. I like the way they got the screen being huge. It's perfect. It's better than the Impact Wrestling stage they had and everything. I like the fact the announcers are up in the balconies covering wrestling. I like that they're in a booth. I like that. An official booth, not just some table with monitors this time around. They're actually making it important. That's what I like. You know, Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay, examples, I'll give it to you. People were asking me for examples. When they do certain moves, they cut off from it. You're having a kind of a dream match slash, you know, a badass match. You know, Will Ospreay is going to be AEW bound. You're not going to get matches like this on TNA television like this. You know, you expect good camera angles. You expect things to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater of their product either. I really enjoyed this episode. Will Ospreay cut a devastating promo before his match against Josh Alexander. I think Josh Alexander should be in bigger promotions. He is the shit. And Will Ospreay, we already know why AEW signed him. You get to see it here with the promos and stuff. So, you know, there you go. The X Division match, I loved it. Jake something, they are really homing on him, but I wish that they would bring back a bigger title for him. Maybe an Intercontinental, maybe make something international or something with TNA. I think the digital media title is a little bit of a hokey pokey title. King of the Mountain, I would like to see back. Jake something does not need to be in the X Division, personally. I think Jake something does not need an X Division title. I know he could trade it in for a World Heavyweight title, like a Money in the Bank contract, but he doesn't need that. He needs to make another title prestigious. This is where TNA should introduce some older titles that they used to have. And, you know, again, Zaya Brickside, again, I'm just going to say this, is great stuff. I get why they signed her. People are saying they're like, you know, Eddie Edwards' wife, Edwards, Trisha Edwards. Again, I don't think that. And I think she's amazing. WWE slept on this person. AEW slept on this person. Tasha Steelz is good shit too. This is another talent that AEW and WWE had literally slept on. TNA has a great women's roster. Always had. Ever since I started watching back in the day. They've always had a great women's roster. Gail Kim. Gail Kim is producing this shit. And you can see why it's got the acclaim that it does. You got Mickie James helping out. You got a lot of moving parts here. They're making Jordynne Grace look like $1 million once again. And Jordynne Grace was already champion. I hope she loses it real quick, because she's already been champion multiple times in Impact / TNA. But Van Kingo looked good. Again, I don't know why we're reiterating AAA. No offense, AAA and Impact or TNA, sorry. I'm still going to call it Impact for a minute, like I did in my Hard to Kill review. I'm just going to say this. Why are we, as in people or wrestling fans, believing that TNA and AAA signed a new exclusive rights deal? Like they just partnered with each other and they're exclusive to each other. No. AAA still works with AEW. AAA still works with Ring of Honor. Those are two bigger promotions, honestly, than TNA, honestly. And supposedly AAA is going to be possibly working with WWE. There's been talks there. So again, there's no exclusive rights deal with TNA. They just have a partnership. So talent exchanges. So like Josh Alexander could be in AAA tomorrow winning whatever title. You know what I mean? It's just a talent exchange for the next, I believe they extended for another 10 years. So it's 20 years. So they can't be exclusive to anybody. Okay. So AAA goes and exclusive to WWE. Then what happens is at that point that they can get sued by TNA because they partnered. They partnered with AEW. AEW could sue. So there you go. Trey Miguel's good shit in this match. Like the X Division match they had, they got to get a number one contender going for Chris Sabin. So it's a win-win. Mike B. Bailey and El Kingo did a move off to the side that kind of screwed them over. Jake something, man, he just doesn't fit in the X Division to me. King of the Mountain, maybe a rebirth of that. Maybe introduce a new belt. I do like the belt designs in TNA. I think they're amazing. I think they're a little bit better than the International Crown Championship that Tony Khan and Eddie Kingston, where have you been lately? So, Xia Brookside, good shit. Tasha Steelz, honestly, what a match. They, suplexes back and forth. Don't sleep on Xia Brookside, man. She is so good at what she does. The Grizzly Young Veterans defeat Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young. Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young should be their own entities, honestly, on TNA. But I understand why they lost. Grizzly Young Vets are great. James Drake and Zach Gibson. These are guys that WWE slept on. They put him in a shitty fucking faction with The Rock's daughter, and it didn't go anywhere. They were garbage. The Zyad or whatever it was. The Tree of Woe, I thought it was really stupid. Again, I like the Grizzly Young Veterans. They did beat Kazarian. So Kazarian and Eric Young is good shit, but they're losing matches left and right. I don't know if they're putting over talent at this point. Kind of the ugly for the night. I thought this match would have been a little bit better in my opinion. We have a recap of AJ Francis, man. Do we give a shit about AJ Francis, man? I honestly don't. He said on Busted Open, wait and see. I'm going to show you guys. But is he really showing us? Because they replayed that Hard to Kill with Henry. And it's like, I don't like Henry either. Henry was garbage in Ring of Honor to me. And we're doing the same thing here in TNA. It's like, And AJ Francis doesn't look good. And then Henry backstage talks about a choke slam by AJ Francis, said that he doesn't blame Francis because he's a Cheez-It champion. It's like, it's so stupid. It's just like, this is the hokey pokey stuff you don't want to see in TNA. This needs to go. AJ Francis needs to be a bigger entity than he is. Nick Nemeth come out. Nick Nemeth cut a amazing promo. Like I said, and Steve Macklin comes out during this promo. Nick Nemeth said they chanted Nick, and he said, I was surprised to hear that. And they talked about exciting to be in TNA, that he wants to prove himself. Steve Macklin comes out. Steve Macklin says, basically, they're going to face off against each other. All people who asked, what happened to Dolph Ziggler? And Nick Nemeth hit the Danger Zone zigzag, rebranded, to lay out Steve Macklin. The segment was really good. Jordan Grace was backstage with GM Miller talking about winning the Knockouts champion. Trinity walked up and said that the rematch for the world title will be happening next week on TNA. We already know what's happening. She's losing. because supposedly Trinity Naomi is coming back in the Royal Rumble at, for WWE. Jayville came down to the ring from Las Vegas because it was filthy, vile, said no clue. And then PCO came out. They had a match. PCO beats up Vil and gets a victory, I guess. So this was kind of that. And then we had Josh Alexander defeating Will Ospreay. And they're going to have a rubber match, what it looks like somewhere, because it's 1-1. So the match was unbelievable. Completely stole the show. Of course it did. I watched it and I was wowing. But the camera angles, you got to get better with this. You have all-star matches like this, big fight film matches. And again, what are we doing? So, again, Will Ospreay cut a promo beforehand. Great promo. Josh Alexander, great shit. Josh Alexander's a lifer in TNA so far, or Impact Wrestling. So he signed for multiple years. I really hope to see Josh Alexander in WWE or AEW, honestly, at the end of all this. Maybe New Japan. Josh Alexander's good shit. I liked him in the North. I thought he was really good as his own. I could see him as world champion. Right now it's going to be Nick Nemeth and Macklin, I think, to start out. And then it'll be Nick Nemeth and, honestly, Moose for the title. But, again, you got an opening of Moose and his new faction. And I don't care for that. It's kind of like what they did back in the day with Booker T. I just don't care. I forgot what they were because it was at a time that Booker T didn't care about wrestling. So, at the end of the day. So, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Honestly, review score. This was a solid 7.75 all day for me. The show wasn't bad. The matches of the night, Josh Alexander, Will Ospreay. I would say Xia Brookside and Tasha Steelz. I would honestly say the X Division match was pretty good too. So those will be the three I go with. The Grizzly Young Veterans, I like them, but we need to see more of them outside of NXT. And I didn't really care them going against Eric Young and Kazarian. I think, Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young, yes, they are lifers, and I love Eric Young, but not a tag team to me. They should be fighting each other or, going after Moose's title, or better at King of the Mountain. This is where you rebirth the King of the Mountain. You have Jake something penciled in. You do these other two dudes, and then you start the division. That's just me. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. What did you guys think of TNA? Let me know. And by the way, I don't hate TNA. So I just don't like their production. That's all. I didn't say anything negative. I'll see you. Peace.